on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuide a sus niños. Gracias. Hello everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. Before you begin your trip, you should know that the unpaved roads of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve pass through rough and rugged terrain. You may experience bumps and sudden jolts on your safari adventure. To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health and free from high blood pressure, heart, back or neck problems, motion sickness, or other conditions that could be aggravated by this adventure. Expected mothers should not ride. Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet and legs inside and remember to watch your children. Your transport will be arriving shortly. Asante sana. Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su Jumbo, everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. In order to keep your weight
onto those roads and make room for your whole party. Now, if your whole party doesn't fit on this truck, don't you worry. They'll be getting on the next one. Alrighty, friends, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors are closing on your right-hand side. Asante Sana Warden, thank you, and Swinde. That is Swahili for let's go! Jumbo friends, my name is Tyler and I will be your safari guide today throughout the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Do I have any first-time riders with me today? Woo, alright, how about those returning riders? Woo, yeah! Now before we go inside, I will remind you to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times, and please remain seated. It can get pretty bumpy out here. Now we are just gonna wait for this truck ahead of us and then for clearance from the warden before we head on inside. Shouldn't be too much longer, friends. Now we are just gonna come up to this light here. Wait for clearance before we can head on inside. In the meantime, what are you guys looking forward to seeing out there? Anything in particular? Giraffes. Hopefully dude said some giraffes. I did see some giraffes on my last round. Just keep our fingers crossed. I'm sure we'll be able to find some out there. Elephants. I did see a couple of elephants as well. Hopefully we do see some. Don't think we'll see any alligators, but we might see some crocodiles. That'd be really, really cool. We're just gonna hang out for just a moment more and wait for that clearance from the warden. Shouldn't be too much longer, and there it is. Now, my friends, we are going to start our journey off here in the Little Ituri Forest. Now, this is home to lots and lots of sneaky animals who use camouflage to survive. Let's do our best to try and find them. Now, it looks like there are some okapi on that right-hand side. Now, okapi do have striped legs and a striped booty. Makes many people think they're related to the zebra, however, they're very closely related to the giraffe. Now, my friends, put your hands up in the air. Take a look at your elbows to your fingertips. That's about how long an okapi's tongue is. They're one of the few animals that can lick their own eyeballs. Now, you might think that's pretty gross, but if you could do it, you totally would. Don't even lie to yourself. Now, it looks like on that left-hand side there are some black rhino hanging out up there. Now, black rhino do weigh about 3,000 pounds and they can charge at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Now, at one point there were only 6,000 of them left in the world, but thanks to the Disney Conservation Fund, we were able to double their numbers and they're on the rise. Now, the best thing you can do to support them is donate your used electronics. Now on that right-hand side, there is a saddle-billed stork. Now they'll grow to be about 5 feet tall, and they have a 9-foot wingspan. Now the canopy above your head is about 9 feet wide. Now they don't vocalize like most birds. They actually communicate by rattling their bills. So they're kind of like walking maracas. Now my friends, coming up here on that left-hand side are going to be some more animals. Looks like there is a bongo right there on the left. Now bongo do have horns that grow towards the back of their body, and it makes it a little bit easier for them to get through the brush of the forest without getting caught on trees or branches. Now all the way on the left-hand side is going to be a greater kudu. Now they grow to be about 6 feet tall, and you can tell that one's female because it doesn't have any horns on their head. Now my friends, we will be leaving the Little Ituri Forest now and heading into the Safi River. Now this is where we're going to find some of the aquatic animals here on the reserve. Now we're also going to find one of my favorite animals. That's going to be the pink-backed pelicans on the right-hand side. Now during mating season, the skin on their back will turn pink to attract mates. It's kind of like how we blush when we see our crush. Now it looks like all the way off on the right-hand side is going to be a Nile hippopotamus. Now they do weigh roughly 5,500 pounds, and they can hold their breath for about 8 minutes underwater. Now they can actually fall asleep underwater, and about every 8 minutes their bodies will rise up to the surface. They'll take a breath of air and go right back under, all without waking up. Now it looks like there is a keeper out there on the left-hand side. Now they do work really, really hard to take care of the animals out here and make sure that they're safe and comfortable in their homes. They do a really great job of it. Now it looks like we are coming up to a bit of a rickety bridge here. Hopefully we make it all the way across, because beneath us on the left-hand side are Nile crocodiles. Now it is a good thing we made it across, because Nile crocodile grow to be about 16 to 20 feet long. Not only are they incredibly long, but they're very, very strong. They do have an incredible bone-crushing bite force. Now compared to most animals, crocodiles can live pretty long. They can actually reach about 100 years of age. It's pretty incredible. Now my friends, we are leaving the Safi River. That means we're going to be heading into the savannah. Now this is where we're going to find the majority of our animal friends out here today. Now before we head down into the savannah, take a quick peek on the right-hand side of the truck. There is going to be a baobab tree. Now they do have a couple of nicknames. One's going to be the Tree of Life, and that's because during drought months, their trunks have been known to be filled with gallons and gallons of water. Now the other is the Upside Down tree, and I bet you can guess why. Looks like the roots are on top. However, those are branches. They only carry leaves a couple months out of the year. Now it is time to descend into the savannah. Now my friends, take a quick peek above your heads. You'll notice an animal spotting guide. Now I challenge you to find as many animals as you can. I'll help you out by calling them out and telling you all about them. Now if any of you have any questions, feel free to shout them out. I'll do my best to answer them for you. But if you'd rather wait till the end of the safari, that's totally fine. Feel free to come up to the front of the truck, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions then. Now my friends, you will notice there are some of those wildebeest on the right-hand side of the truck. Now they are the second most social animal in the world. Does anyone here know the first? I'll give you guys a hint. They're in the truck right now. Humans, yeah, people. We are the most social in the world. We're the wildebeest at number 2. Now they're so social that they'll gather into large groups of hundreds of thousands to even millions. They are really, really cool. Now it looks like coming up here on the left-hand side are going to be some African painted dogs. Now they look a lot like hyenas, but actually they're very closely related to the dogs you might have at home. Now they do communicate by barking, chirping, and sneezing. And that excellent communication leads to excellent hunting. They are very, very successful. They're actually more successful than lions and hyenas combined. Their success rate is in the upper 90s. They're really, really cute. Now it looks like all the way on the left-hand side, there are going to be some sable antelope. Now they have really long horns that grow towards the back of their body, and it makes it a little bit easier for them to get to throw predators off of their backs. Now they are very territorial, and they'll defend their territory from anything that comes into it, even a lion. Now there are some giraffe on that right-hand side here. It looks like one's laying down. Now giraffe do grow to be about 18 to 20 feet tall. And these are Maasai giraffe. You can identify them by their small spots with rough edges. Now their counterparts, the reticulated giraffe, are going to have much larger spots with very defined edges. Now my friends, I'm sure you've noticed the termite mounds here on either side of the truck. Now these termite mounds are made out of dirt, spit, and dung. Now dung isn't the first thing I'd use to build a house, but it might be my number 2. Womp womp, I know. Sorry guys, tough crap. Now all the way on that left-hand side, there are going to be those Ankoli cattle. Now they were one of the first domesticated animals in all of Africa, and they're a great symbol of wealth. The more Ankoli cattle you got, the more wealthy you are. Now they weigh about 1,600 pounds, and their horns grow to be about 6 feet long from point to point. Those horns look real heavy, but actually they're very light. They're mostly hollow, with a honeycomb-like structure on the inside that'll cool them off by circulating their blood flow. Now on the right-hand side, you'll be able to notice those zebra. Now each and every zebra does have a unique striping pattern that'll make them all a little bit different. Now when a baby is born, it's going to imprint on its mother and memorize her striping pattern. They won't forget it their whole lives. Now they are really fast learners. It only takes a zebra about 15 to 20 minutes to learn how to start sprinting after birth. They are really, really cool. Now it looks like hanging around this giraffe on your right-hand side are going to be a couple of eland. Now they weigh about 2,000 pounds and grow to be about 6 to 8 feet tall at the shoulders. Now they have so much muscle, they can jump about 8 feet in the air from a standstill. If they really wanted to, they could hop right in the truck. They're really, really cool. Now there's going to be a giraffe really, really close here on the right-hand side of the truck. Looks like there is some more here on the left. Does anybody here know what a group of giraffe are called? It's going to be a tower of giraffe. They're also known as a journey. They all, a large group of them are walking together. Looks like on that left-hand side there are going to be some of those springbok hanging around those wildebeest. Now springbok are very small, but they are mighty. They are the 3rd fastest land animal in the world. They can reach a top speed of 50 miles per hour when sprinting, and they can jump 13 feet forward and 6 feet in the air when evading predators. Let's say we are approaching some African elephants on the left-hand side now. Now African elephant males do grow to be about 12 to 14,000 pounds. Now the females weigh about 8,000 pounds. The largest male that we have here on the reserve weighs a little over 15,000 pounds. He's absolutely massive. Now you can usually tell it's a male by the fact he's all alone. African elephants are led by a dominant female known as the matriarch. When she's no longer interested in a male, she'll cast him out of the parade and he'll spend the rest of his life in solitude. Now my friends, speaking of big animals, we are coming up really close to some of these flamingo here on the left hand side. These are the greater flamingo. Now if you look closely, you might be able to notice some pink coloration in their feathers. Now they do get that coloration from the beta carotene that's in the brine shrimp they eat. Now if they didn't eat that shrimp, their feathers would remain a grayish white. Now my friends, take a good look at that island. Does anyone recognize that shape? Okay, shout it out if you see it. It has ears.
Mickey Mouse!
There you go, yeah, it's a really big hidden Mickey. But don't tell anyone I told you that. You figured it out all on your own. I just helped steer you in the right direction, no pun intended. Now we are coming up to some mud wallows here, and it looks like all the way on that left-hand side are going to be some white rhino. Now they love splashing around in dirt and mud to cool off on hot days. Now white rhino weigh about 5,000 pounds. It's about 2,000 pounds heavier than the black rhino we saw a little bit earlier. Now if you take a good look at those horns, they are made out of keratin, and that's the same thing that our fingernails and our hair are made out of. So just like how we trim our nails and clip our hair, white rhino rub those horns down because they never stop growing. Now on that right hand side, there are some ostrich out there. Now they are the largest birds in the world. They're also the fastest flightless birds in the world. They can reach a top speed of about 40 to 45 miles per hour. Now those ostrich are pretty fast, but they're not nearly as fast as the cheetah here on the left-hand side. Now a cheetah can reach a top speed of about 60 to 70 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. Now they can get to 0 to 40 in just about 4 steps. And sometimes you gotta use your safari eye to find them. Looks like there are a couple all the way back on that tree line, laying back there. Now cheetah don't roar like most big cats. They actually purr and meow like house cats. They also chirp like birds. Now the cheetah you saw there are sisters. Now speaking of big cats, we are coming up to some Kobe rocks now. One of the most famous Kobe rocks is Pride Rock from The Lion King. Now all sorts of predators use Kobe rocks to get a vantage point on prey, including lions and cheetah. Now even prey will hop up on Kobe rocks. It gives them a chance to scout out for predators. Now looks like there is just a little bit of traffic up ahead, and that's completely normal. You never know how long you'll be out here. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 2 weeks. You really never know. One time I was stuck behind a white rhino for 48 minutes. That wasn't the whole safari, that was just the one stop in one spot the whole time.
4:10.3 seconds.
We are just gonna hang out here for a little bit. Now in the meantime, we are going to have a Swahili pop quiz. How well do you guys know your Swahili? Maybe a little bit. I promise it'll be a pretty easy question. It's only 4 questions, and it's all words I've said on the safari already. Now the average truck gets 3 out of 4, but the truck before you got all 4. So let's see how well you guys can do it. We're gonna start off real easy with jumbo. Do you guys know what jumbo means? Hello, there you go. Jumbo is hello, 1 and 0. Let's try another one. Asante Sana. I said it to the warden when she closed the doors. Thank you. Yeah, Asante Sana means thank you. Let's try another one. We'll do Twinde. I said it when we took off. Twinde means let's go. Now it's time for one more. It's Karabuni. I said it while you were getting on board. Karabuni. Welcome. Yeah, Karabuni means welcome. You guys got all 4. Good job. Now all the way on that right hand side past these rhino, it's going to be a water buck in those bushes. Now water buck have targets on their rear, and their noses are shaped like hearts. So that's just so that they can tell you they love you. Now they can also secrete a greasy like substance that'll coat their fur. It makes them almost waterproof. Now my friends, we are coming up to some warthog burrows here on the left-hand side. Now warthogs do burrow into the ground to make their homes, and they are incredibly intelligent. They'll memorize the behaviors and habits of the predators around them. So if they live around lions who hunt during the night, they'll stay in their burrow during the night and come out during the day. But if they live around cheetah who hunt during the day, they'll stay in their burrows during the day and come out at night. Now warthog males weigh about 135 pounds. Now warthog females will range from 110 pounds to 165 pounds. Now it isn't very surprising that we see ostrich hanging around here, because coming up on the right hand side, it's an ostrich nest. Now those eggs will weigh about 3 pounds each, and a full-grown human can stand on one without cracking them. Now they can withstand about 250 pounds of pressure, enough to hold an entire ostrich on top of them. Now in case you're curious, one ostrich egg is about equal to 2 dozen chicken eggs. Now my friends, we are leaving the savannah and heading into Magadi's Glen. Now this is where the wardens do research on animals here at the reserve. But they're not alone, they've got some furry friends. These are the Nigerian dwarf goats. They're just the cutest. Sometimes they get the zoomies and run into each other. Now they are very cute, but they're very useful as well. Farmers love them because they produce sweet milk and cheese while taking up a fraction of the space of traditional cattle. Now they also have 4 stomach parts, and that allows them to eat and eat and eat. They'll eat up all the weeds that grow up around the farmer's property. Now my friends, our journey here on the reserve is coming to a close. But that doesn't mean that your journey here at Animal Kingdom is over. If you'd like to see some more animals, I recommend heading over to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. Now they do have cool animals like gorillas, zebra, a great look at hippo. Now they also have meerkats, a bird aviary, a reptile house, okapi, and monkeys. Now over in Asia, there is the Maharaja Jungle Trek. Now over there they have tigers, Komodo dragons, water buffalo, flying foxes, a bird aviary, reptiles, as well as a lot of other animals for you to check out. Now my friends, if any of you are wilderness explorers, you have been aboard the Simba 1. That is the SIMBA 1 on pages 14 and 15 of your Wilderness Explorers packet. Now my friends, here at Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It's far too sad and it's just way too final. So instead we say Kwaherini, and that's Swahili for go well. Alrighty friends, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors are open on that right hand side. Kwaherini friends, go well, go wild, go make a difference out there. Have fun today.
But in rails it matters because we had
this way. We need to get refills on our drink, our cup too.
I mean, it's been done before, I'm sure.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Moment, don't worry.